She didn't raise her voice even once, yet everyone sitting at the table finally saw the real truth. It has been 8 months since Elena got married and came to this house. Her mother-in-law, Margaret, says in front of the guests at every family gathering, "In my time, I used to do everything single-handedly. Girls these days." Every time, at every gathering. Elena stays quiet. She fears getting labeled as disrespectful if she protests. The first small blow came on a normal Sunday morning. Margaret said in front of the guests at the breakfast table, "The tea made by Elena is a bit weak, isn't it? In my time, making tea was the very first thing taught." Everyone smiled gently. Elena just moved the cup away, didn't say anything. Elena thought this was probably the hardest moment, but the real blow came in a much bigger form. This time, it was her younger brother-in-law's engagement party. Margaret intentionally announced Elena alone would cook the main traditional dish so that everyone can see how the new bride is. Elena thought this was probably the hardest part, but the real blow came on the morning of the event. Margaret suddenly announced 30 extra guests, among whom were the fiancé's entire family. Elena understood this wasn't a cooking test, this was a set trap. That night, Elena called her mother. Her voice was trembling, but she didn't cry. She just said, "Mom, I can do it." Elena didn't panic. She had sensed beforehand that something like this could happen, so she had secretly mastered the cooking for 2 weeks, staying awake at night watching YouTube. On the day of the event, the cooking was finished perfectly. Everyone at the table was praising it. Right then, Margaret started her old story. "I learned this cooking all by myself in the first year of marriage, without anyone's help, just by watching the hands." Elena had 2 paths in front of her: to stay quiet like she always does, or to ask a question. She thought for a few seconds. Then she smiled calmly and said, "Mom, you're so good at it. Why don't you show us exactly how did you roast the spices? I want to learn and keep it in mind. Next time, I will do it exactly like you." Everyone in the room is staring. Margaret reached out her hand, then stopped, a slight sweat on her forehead. Right then, her own sister, Aunt Clara, without realizing it, blurted out, "Hey, you never cooked alone. Aunt Rahima used to do everything. Don't you remember?" A few seconds of silence across the entire table. Margaret's face turned red, her throat dried up. She tried to say something, but no words came out. The fiancé's mother smiled gently from the side and said, "Then it is Elena who actually learned it all by herself, isn't it?" Elena didn't say anything. She just smilingly served the food and picked the best piece for Margaret's plate. After the event, for the first time, Margaret called Elena aside and said, "The cooking was really good." That night, the recipe learned on YouTube ultimately proved her in front of the whole family. False pride doesn't last long on the table. Work does. 3 takeaways. If someone tries to belittle you in public, decide right now you will answer with preparation instead of arguing. Instead of directly challenging the other party, ask them to provide proof of their words. The truth will come out of its own. Show humility even after winning. That is what protects relationships in the long run, not just a momentary victory.